A continuación, realizará una presentación el director adjunto de la Dirección de Estrategia, Planes y Políticas del Comando Espacial de los Estados Unidos, Brigadier General Devin Pepper.
Buenas tardes, todos. Good morning, ministers. Good afternoon, ministers, and General Saiz. I am Brigadier General Devin Pepper. I am the Deputy Director for Strategy, Plans, and Policy at United States U.S. Space Command. Can everyone hear me okay? Okay, great. Thank you. On behalf of my commander, General Dickinson, I want to thank you for inviting me to speak here today, not just at Fidae, but for participating in your first space summit. This is certainly a unique opportunity and an opportunity for us to show a closer partnership with Chile. So before I begin, I do have a short video that I want to show. Can we go ahead and roll that video?
Good morning, Chile, and thank you to those in the audience for being here today. I'm General Jim Dickinson, Commander of United States Space Command. First, I want to congratulate the nation of Chile, a fellow democracy, for another peaceful transfer of power after a free election by their people. I also want to congratulate President Gabriel Boric and the new Minister of Defense, Minister of Science, and the Chief of Staff, who have all recently assumed office. I want to give a special thanks to our Chilean military partners, General Arturo Moreno, the Commander-in-Chief of the Air Force, and Major General Luis Saiz, Director of Space Affairs in the Chilean Air Force, for hosting this event. I understand the theme for this year is Unlimited Opportunities, very appropriate, as events like these bring together so many different professionals who bring different perspectives and the opportunity to collaborate and build partnerships on so many levels. I look forward to furthering the strong partnership U.S. Space Command has with the Chilean Air Force in space operations and space domain awareness in the years ahead. It's a privilege to have a moment to speak with such a diverse group of aerospace professionals from around the world. Some of you represent the growing commercial sector of space, others are academic researchers, and others represent government institutions and armed forces. As aerospace professionals, you understand how essential space is to our daily lives, from the internet to telecommunications, meteorology to GPS, and personal banking to global trade. Modern global economic growth depends on space remaining free and open. This is why it is in the shared interest of all of our nations to act responsibly in space to ensure the safety, stability, security, and long-term sustainability of space activities. At U.S. Space Command, we lead sensor data sharing programs with government agencies, allies and partners, commercial industry, and academic institutions to track and report all space activities around the clock. We also protect and defend space systems, including satellites, terrestrial supporting infrastructure, and command, control, and communication links from intentional interference or attack. Essentially, the U.S. and our allied militaries use space systems to connect, warn, guide, and inform decisions to ensure that there is never a day without space. I hope we can all use this opportunity to continue to forge commercial, military, governmental partnerships that preserve the space domain, enhance economic prosperity, and advance scientific knowledge around the world.
Again, on behalf of my Commander, General Dickinson, thank you for the honor to speak to you this afternoon. United States Space Command's partnership with Latin America is critical to ensure the safety, stability, security, and long-term sustainability of space activities. As such, I would like to highlight our best practices, standards, and tenets of responsible behavior for outer space activities. I would also like to talk about some of our security challenges and cooperation in the space domain today. Space-based capabilities fuel our modern way of life, as General Saiz mentioned, and countries around the globe increasingly rely upon space. Capabilities from the space domain provide immeasurable benefits to society, such as enabling global navigation and communication, providing timing precision of which banking systems and power grids rely upon, and of course delivering accurate weather prediction. Militaries are also increasingly becoming reliant on space-based capabilities to effectively navigate units, communicate, enable long-range precision strikes, and support disaster relief operations around the globe. Unfortunately, our adversaries are turning a once peaceful space environment into one that threatens international freedom of safety and responsibly access and operate in the space domain. Over the last 15 years, the space security environment has changed dramatically. As costs to launch have gone down, we have gone from a few spacefaring nations to more than 50 nations and commercial entities operating in the domain. The commercial space sector is especially booming, with possibilities of proliferating mega constellations, even expanding past the geosynchronous orbit. Additionally, our adversaries recognize the world's growing reliance on space and view the ability to attack space capabilities as a part of their broader efforts to deny or disadvantage us during conflict. All of these factors now contribute to what has changed from a benign domain to a congested and contested space domain. The United States promotes responsible behavior and safe space operations in the space domain by supporting the space situational awareness needs of space operators, leading efforts to develop guidelines for responsible behavior, and cooperating with other countries. The U.S. strongly believes that the responsible and peaceful use of space is vital to ensuring space is safe, secure, and accessible to all nations. The safety and sustainability of an increasingly crowded and contested space domain grows more complex as more satellites are launched yearly and as adversaries develop and test weapons designed to hold space capabilities at risk. To build a secure, stable, and accessible space domain, the United States must model and encourage responsible behavior relating to space. United States proposals are derived from current technical and operational best practices. They provide practical, pragmatic, and inclusive opportunities to build shared interests amongst operators. In South America nations, space is used to help with disaster response, navigation, and other areas that are important to the safety and security of our people. Because of this, the safe, secure, and peaceful use of space are vitally important to all. As South American nations across the continent
Estados Unidos está dispuesto a cualquier colaboración para que cumplamos nuestros objetivos conjuntos. La investigación del espacio está creciendo y volviéndose cada vez más importante. Por eso debemos desarrollar
anti-satellite weapons, cyber attack, jamming, electronic warfare capabilities to hold U.S. and allied capability, ultimately, life at risk. Threats can range from reversible to non-reversible. They can range from causing minimal debris to causing massive amounts of debris on orbit. Anti-satellite weapon system tests conducted by Russia and China are examples of behavior inconsistent with the safe and sustainable use of space and is a threat to our respective access and freedom to operate in space. The United States would prefer that space remains free of conflict, but we will be prepared to protect U.S. interests in space just as we do other domains. These threats highlight the importance of our increasing cooperation in space to advance common interests and address these shared challenges. U.S. Space Command, in partnership with U.S. Southcom, is committed to working with partners across the globe to ensure a safe, secure, and peaceful domain. Last year, in coordination with U.S. Southcom, we implemented our first space-centric security cooperation initiative, focusing on institutional capacity building with allies and partners. This initiative provides funds to help our partners build capacity to execute space operations. And additionally, as stated a little earlier, U.S. Space Command is committed to working with allies and partners in regards to sharing space situational awareness data. Collectively, this data will go beyond merely tracking space objects for awareness, identifies, tracks, characterizes. The U.S. has been working with countries around the world and has made good progress in areas such as remote sensing, space research, and space domain awareness. In South America, the United States Air Force Research Laboratory have been working with several countries on space environmental studies. We have space training and educational courses that teach the space integration into civil and military operations that are available to South American partners. Through exercises like the United States Space Command's Global Sentinel, we are able to work with partners who have signed space situational awareness sharing agreements with the United States to learn how to work together. Space Command signed a SSA sharing agreement with Chile. And as we see from Fidae, the United States Air Force Academy is bringing in a space telescope to be used for educational and research purposes.
Va a traer un telescopio para propósitos educacionales aquí en Chile. Dentro de este acuerdo nos damos cuenta de que los socios son elementos centrales para la cooperación futura. Más aún, nuestras alianzas fortalecen los disuasivos del conflicto para que se extiendan y evitando que estos se extiendan al espacio en el interés de todas las naciones de actuar responsablemente para asegurar la seguridad, estabilidad y la sustentabilidad a largo plazo de las actividades espaciales. El comando de la Fuerza Aérea de los Estados Unidos son líderes haciendo responsables a las entidades gubernamentales para que operen desde en el espacio y hacia el espacio con respecto a los otros de manera respetuosa. Limitamos la generación de los detritos de los escombros espaciales y cualquier desperdicio con una trayectoria segura y comunicamos y notificamos una mejora en la transparencia y la sustentabilidad del dominio espacial. A medida que este dominio está cada vez más congestionado, los desafíos y las oportunidades de cálculos erróneos aumentan. Reforzamos los comportamientos responsables manteniendo una conciencia del dominio espacial y también con una superioridad de la información. Si los adversarios saben que tenemos las capacidades de destacar las acciones irresponsables en el dominio espacial o alejar estas acciones erróneas, pero para ello debemos continuar monitoreando, detectando, caracterizando y atribuyendo las acciones en órbita, siendo todos responsables de sus acciones. Por último, reforzamos el comportamiento responsable mediante esfuerzos colectivos con socios y aliados, asegurando una sincronización de nuestros objetivos de mensajería de las estrategias. Para poder evitar los ataques y ganar, necesitamos las capacidades necesarias para tener una estrategia sobre el espacio o el dominio del espacio. Tenemos que tener sistemas espaciales como activos en órbita, también infraestructura que apoye desde la Tierra y vínculos de comando y comunicaciones protegidas de ataques o interferencias. El comando estadounidense protege todas las uniones conjuntas y dominios que entregan una disuasión muy efectiva para poder pelear y ganar en la parte técnica a cualquier enemigo. La cooperación en el dominio espacial es vital para asegurar que todos tengamos acceso a las capacidades espaciales de las que el mundo cada vez depende más. En conjunto podemos salvaguardar las acciones y operaciones fuera de la atmósfera para asegurar que nunca tengamos que pasar un día sin el espacio. Tenemos que continuar fortaleciendo las alianzas y sociedades con la comunidad internacional, la comercial y los gobiernos para asegurar la protección de nuestros beneficios mutuos. Muchas gracias por permitirme estar aquí hoy. Estoy muy agradecido de la relación que tenemos con Chile y la relación continua y prevalente con Chile y Latinoamérica también. Muchísimas gracias.
A continuación, se invita a los presentes a participar en el hall central de las salas de conferencia del Space Summit.